Good morning and welcome to Icy Strait Point. You can see the orca statue down there. I don't know if you can hear, but lots of seabirds. And a very overcast day. We tried to see the northern lights last night, but it was cloudy all night. And today it's raining a little bit. But we're here from 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And we'll head off the ship pretty soon. I think we're going to go walk to downtown. But if you take a look down by the statue, you know, there's pretty much nobody there. One person right now. This particular port is supposed to have like zip lining and all kinds of stuff, like gondolas. I don't know if anything is going to be open today as well. Since it is, the first of the season, there's still a lot of snow. But we're still going to head off and almost certainly take that path to downtown. Just got back from the room from breakfast. We have a bald eagle sitting right here on the dock. And there goes our bald eagle that was sitting over here on the dock. Just got off the ship and it's definitely low tide. There's some interesting stuff other than just the normal barnacles. You have the big starfish. Then you have these orange things. I have no idea what those are. If you know, please comment below because I've never seen anything like that before. This is a decently long walk. So they do have a shuttle transport if you need it. All right, so we took a sharp left and we're gonna go head down towards the water because there are some funky looking creatures that are on the shore right now. But I wanted to show you this sign over here first. They do have a warning sign that it is bear country here. This is apparently the highest concentration of bears in the world. So we'll see what happens. You have to really watch out where you walk because there's a lot of starfish. And I'm seeing, I don't know what it is. Something is squirting. Do you see these holes? There's water squirting out from under them. What the heck? It's so hard to catch on camera. But every once in a while you can see a little squirts. Oh my gosh, this is bizarre. Look at these. This is amazing. I have no idea what that big blobby thing is. But do you see all the water squirting up? And this is what I really came down here to check out. What is this thing? Oh, there's a big squirt. There's one on the rock there as well. This is bizarre. Look at that thing. One there. One there. There. Some more water squirting everywhere. Oh, this is fun. This is cool. Some more starfish. Another big blobby thing. More starfish and blobby things. Yeah, definitely come down here if it looks like it's low tide. This is amazing. This is almost certainly a den for bear.
You don't want to try it either?
Just along this path, there's definitely a lot of really cool things to see. Like this kind of cliff here with the trees on it. So definitely take a walk down here. This is pretty nice. There's a decent amount of people walking on the path. We also have quite a few people on the rocks. We have this sign here, but it's not on the path. I think it's just there in case they have to use it, so they can just move it over because everyone is still taking the trail. So we'll go ahead and do it. A little bit of an incline here, but not too bad. Great view of the ship through the trees. This is really nice. Especially if you didn't get to Sitka. Another beautiful hike, completely free. They have these on the trees, kind of has a little information. Whoops. So pretty cool. And there's a bunch of them up here. You can also see the gondolas. We're going to go ahead and hook a left here to head over to the other cruise port that obviously nobody is at today. A few trees down. It's a bit hard to see, but there's a massive eagle's nest right here. If you're walking on the trail, they do have a sign here and a bit of a better view from here. All of the people coming towards us took the gondola over to this point and then are walking back. So we're just doing the opposite. We're gonna walk through the path first and then take the gondola back. So either way, you can still get a hike in and also go on the gondola if you wish. Now this is not the gondola that goes to the top of the mountain. Unfortunately, that's not open yet because it's snowy on the top of the mountain. This is just the one that transports you between the two cruise terminals. All right, we made it to the Sky Glider, is what they call it, station. So we're gonna go ahead and take that back. Up here you can see the gondola that goes to the top of the mountain that's not currently working. And then it's a bit hard to see, but right there is the zip liner, or whatever they call it here, which obviously also is not operational yet because there is snow up there. But that zip line looks absolutely terrifying. So here's the other cruise ship dock. So if you were on that dock, I think it's called the Wilderness Dock, you would start here. They have a gift store. They have the gondolas. And then you also have they call it a nature trail, which is what we just came on. And it says it's about a half a mile, 10 to 15 minute walk. All right, so we're at Wilderness Landing now. We came from Adventure Landing, which is where we're gonna go back to. And then if you wanted to go on the gondola or up the mountain to do any of the activities, you would need to go to Wilderness Landing to take the secondary gondola up to the top of the mountain. So here is the gondola that goes back to our cruise ship. This is pretty nice. Have some picnic tables over here. And then this Sky Glider is the one that you would take if you were going on an excursion to the top of the mountain. Also over here they have a nice fire. And then of course you have the gift shop, which I believe is where Brian went. Brian just realized there's snow over here. So we're gonna go ahead and touch the snow. As a native Floridian, it's not often he gets to see snow, so it's always exciting. All right, and we are heading back down.
On the Disney Skyliner.
It's not the Disney Skyliner, it's the Icy Strait Point gondola.
By the Disney Skyliner.
So this is the line trying to get on. So definitely if you're able to and you only want to ride it one way, walk over to the other side if you're the only cruise ship here. And there was no line. We just walked right on to head back. All right, so this is the end of the zip line, and I want you to follow me all the way up here is where the zip line starts. That is insane. As you head down towards the cannery, they have some stairs if you want to go and explore the beach a bit. Also down here you have those big pillars, and you can tell from here that there's a lot of sea life on it as well. So if you missed down by the cruise ship, you should be able to see plenty of starfish and whatever those orange blobby things are down there. I think they're seals or sea lions. And they're down. Alright, it's a little confusing if you want to go downtown where the street is. So you go through the big store, and there's a little mini donut, and then there's a kayak center, and you're just going to go right where these people are walking, and that's going to bring you to the road to downtown. Now there's also a shuttle. There it goes. It's supposed to only be a 5-minute shuttle if you want to take that. The walk is about 1.5 miles or 30 minutes. Here's a line for the shuttle. As we've done in other ports, we're probably going to go and walk down there and then possibly take the shuttle back. Some interesting old boats. This little kid picking up a snowball over here. It definitely is beautiful. I can see why people comment that this was an unexpected kind of bright spot in this cruise. I was not looking forward to this port whatsoever, but the amount of nature here, it really is quite beautiful. Here's some information here about the sea walk. This is a really nice walk to downtown. Even if you don't stay in downtown for long, I think it's worth it. You have that sea lion out there that's kind of following us along the path. It's just really beautiful to get out of port. You know, I have to wonder as I'm walking where all these rocks came from. Did they come from over here and they fell down over the years? I'm very curious about that. And here's another waterfall that's much easier to see. Here we are at the kind of like marina in Hoonah, and a beautiful bald eagle sitting right on top. Now as you're making your walk to town, there's quite a few of these restroom buildings. So if you do need to use the restroom, there's definitely some that will be available. Lots of crab traps here, and they have the little buoys. Alright, and here we are entering Hoonah. There's a big tour group here, I think, waiting for the bus, or maybe they're waiting for the shuttle bus to go back. But this totem pole honors veterans. So you have all the dog tags for the different branches of service. Behind it you have the Icy Strait brewing. Seems to be pretty popular. Let's see what else you can find here. This definitely is not a tourist town, but I'm also not complaining about that. Just know if you're going to go downtown, you're just kind of here to see what life is like, what life is actually like in Alaska. And there are some public restrooms here as well. We have the church here. So there's one gift shop here that seems to be pretty popular. We have the main harbor over here. And we're going to head down this road just a little bit because it looks like across the way is an island. And that island looks to be a cemetery. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit here. So one thing I'll say as we head back out of Hoonah back to the cruise ship port is if you have kids, there's really not much to see here. If you are short on time, there's also not much to see here. But if you have extra time, it is quite interesting to see how, a small Alaskan fishing village kind of is, and just imagine what it's like to actually live here. We walked down to the other side of the harbor. And let me tell you, if this was the summertime, this right here is where you would see all the bears. Right now there's one bald eagle sitting in the field. And we also have airplanes landing at the airstrip over there. Yeah, this is definitely where the bears would be. So I kind of take back what I said before about coming down here. Again, the downtown is nothing really spectacular. But yeah, if you were coming to Alaska in the summertime, this would definitely be a place to check out and try to spot some wildlife. All right, we're heading back out of Hoonah. So I'll show you a few things that we skipped on the way here. Here's another view of that cemetery on the island. We did actually speak to a local and they did confirm that this is the cemetery for Hoonah. We're going to show you the old cemetery that was partially destroyed by a landslide that we passed on the way in. So ever since that landslide occurred and they also ran out of space, this is now the cemetery for the city. Passed us on the way in, a little Orthodox church on the hill. Another nice mountain waterfall coming down. So we've seen some houses with like stacks of Kirkland water and whatnot. So we were thinking the ferry must go to Juneau and people must load up their cars. So that must be true. And then over here we have that original or that older cemetery that had the landslide that took out part of it. Quite a few unique headstones and statues here. And now from across the street you can really see the landslide that took out part of it. Back on the seaside walk path, and we have some people kayaking as part of an excursion. Looks to be all tandem kayaks. So the first thing that they did here was they built number 2, which was to let people walk through. And there's a little picture here showing the hole. Then they expanded it to number 3 to let cars drive through. And then they blew it open. But what's interesting is over here, there's a pictograph. I'm going to show you where it is. So if you take a look right here, there it is. Pretty cool. It's still a cold day here, but it did stop raining. And some of the clouds are starting to recede a little bit on our way back to the port area. I was watching a whale out there. It was too far though to try to get it on video. Could barely even see it with the binoculars, but it just dove down. Looked to be maybe like a minke whale. I don't know if they're here that time of the year, but that's what it kind of looked like. Definitely not an orca. It was a single one, dark. Looks like loons in the water. And as you get closer, you get a nice view of the cruise ship, the mountains behind it, and the old cannery buildings. That was pretty close to all these people over here. There he is again. There he goes. They have a massive, massive gift shop in here. So plenty of places to get your shopping done. It's obviously going to be more expensive here than in some of the other ports. But inside they have a video and some old machines from when it was a cannery. So we were gonna head back on the ship, but there's no line for this, so we decided we're gonna go take the gondola one more time and then take the hike back. All right, and now as our last thing here, we are going to take the nature trail back to the cruise ship. We're back at the same eagle's nest as before, and someone's home. Up here, there's a fork in the path. So if you went left, it would take you to the gondola. And if you go right, that'll take us down the trail that we went before from the cruise ship. He's just chilling in the water. So Brian decided that we were going to eat at the American Diner. It's one of the complimentary restaurants here. And to be honest, I've almost never seen this open. And I'm pretty sure that on other cruise ships, this was a specialty restaurant as well. Now, what's interesting is they've rebranded this, but this used to be Margaritaville. And you can still see that this is clearly a Margaritaville from the ceilings in here. As you can see, we totally hated our food here. This was by far the best complimentary restaurant we've ever been to on any ship. So if the American Diner is open, I had the chicken pot pie. Brian had I think it's called the Wrangler burger.
Rodeo.
No, I think it was Wrangler, not Rodeo. He says Rodeo. I say Wrangler. Excellent, excellent food. This is a definite eat. From deck 17 forward, you can see the bridge, which is pretty interesting as we get ready to depart. And they're getting ready to remove the ropes. It's always fun to watch us depart. Yep, it's clipped in. Can you imagine how heavy that is? Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
We just noticed the coastline is pretty much gone. So all of that we were walking on when we first got off is totally underwater. It's pretty much no more beach. Thrusters activated. And we are moving away. Until next time. And hopefully next time it's a little warmer and more of the activities are available. But even without any activities being available, this was a very, very beautiful port. I saw more wildlife. Oh. They're doing the announcements. I saw more wildlife at this port than I've ever seen on any cruise ship. So it's still a really good one to go to. This was my favorite place on my last Alaska cruise. Spent all my time here just having some beers and relaxing. But this is actually our first time here this time. And Brian has decided that, yeah, this is his favorite place on the ship. Sorry. All right, tonight we're seeing Jersey Boys, which is a Broadway production here on the Norwegian Bliss. Can't record anything during the show, of course. So this is about all you're getting. A little bit clearing up tonight as we sail to Ketchikan.